Yo, what is happening, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get straight into it. Hope everyone's having a great Friday. And how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's having a good day. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's been quite a choppy week in terms of trading, especially with the market. Obviously, there's been some winners. Obviously AVAX, like this was a beautiful setup that we caught. I think it was at the beginning of this week or last week, right? Beginning of last week, we caught a beautiful trade for AVAX, literally picture perfect trade here. We didn't get the retest, which is why I did enter early, which is why I told you, and it's pretty much hit our target here, which is that box, right? So AVAX absolutely ripped over this week. I'll go over ACE as well. Yeah, sure, we'll go over ACE. I'm still in ACE as well. We'll go over that. But yeah, for AVAX looking super good. Let's actually have a look at ACE quickly. I am still in ACE. It's a little bit in drawdown right now. I still think it's going to hold. There's nothing more really to say. I still think as long as we hold above this 0.65 level, I'm still going to hold this. I still think that ACE is going to do well in terms of upside continuation. The main reason why I took this trade is because we did get that close above that previous high over here. So I do think that, if you look at the structure, as long as we still hold like this pocket over here, we should be okay for ACE, okay? So yeah, I mean, I entered at 0 points around about like these levels. I have been adding a little bit as we come down here, but if we look at ACE, I still think it has upside potential, guys. It's just kind of choppy a little bit. As long as we still hold this level, we should be fine. Okay, so a little bit of drawdown here for ACE, but nothing too crazy, right? It only went in with a 10x leverage, so it's nothing too bad. I think last night we came back and hit break even as well. So we came up, we were at like entry price and then came back down. I still think that we still have upside potential for ACE. I'm expecting these targets to the upside, okay? So yeah, I kind of just been holding this trade for a while. It's a bit frustrating. This is when you trade on like the higher time frames, that's the thing. What you have to do is you have to wait for these trades to play out, right? So this trade was on the 4-hour time frame, okay? So we're gonna have to wait quite a long time for it to play out. But I still think that ACE is gonna continue here. So just give it some time. I don't think we're gonna take out these lows. I don't think so. Right. So that's ACE. Guys, I'm looking at it like another setup and also like Tau. So I bought Tau the other day. I honestly think that buying Tau within this area here is a good investment, right? Because if you had to buy Tau within this zone, you have around about 100% targets to the upside, okay? So you have around about 100% target to the upside. So honestly, like to be honest with you guys, these are the last moments like for some massive moves. Like I'm gonna go over a lot of altcoin picks today because have a look at the weekly time frame for Total 3. Total 3 is breaking highs, right? So like there's a lot of opportunity right now, and like I don't want you guys to be sleeping in terms of like getting these setups, even for spot, right? But I personally just chuck on like a 3x leverage. 3 to 2x leverage on my spot trades anyway, because there's not the probability of us dumping like 50% to get liquidated is just impossible, right? So but if you look at like Total 3, it's just looking super bullish here, right? We have targets of these levels here a little bit higher, 1.5 to 1.6 trillion dollars, right? So we have quite a big target here if we do get a weekly close like this. So it's, there's a lot of coins that potentially can run, and we're going to go over those. So my first pick today is going to be Tau, right? So Tau, I honestly think that, you have 100%, you put a 2x on this or 3x, you're looking at around about a 300% gain. And then if you just put a 3x and you put your stop loss just below these lows, you're only going to be losing like 30%, right? So definitely one of the tokens I'm looking at. Once this does break out of this triangle, we should get quite a big move, right? We could even come back down a little bit and you can add more there. But for futures trading, in terms of like when I'll post a signal to you guys, in terms of futures, I want to see a breakout first, right? I would want to see a breakout first, like out of this wedge. But in terms of spots, I used it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's perfect. You used it 2x on Tau. honestly, guys, I think it's gonna, once this thing breaks out, it's gonna be super, super nice. Okay. So Tau is one of them. Another one that I'm actually looking at is this token. Not virtual. It was usual. I'm not in it yet, but I'm looking at this, guys. So if you look at usual, I was looking for like a bit of a breakout here. So this is on the daily time frame. Okay. So we got the breakout. Okay. So essentially, price was just trading within this kind of just respecting these levels, right? Pretty much just respecting these levels. And then what happened here? We broke this previous high over here. So can you see how the structure changed from here, right? So have a look at this on the daily time frame. Okay, so we had this high over here. We came down, and now we have just broken that previous high. We've literally just broken that previous high. So basically, what I want to see is I want to see price pretty much hold this level here as we've respected this trend line, and then I want to see continuation. So on the daily time frame, this is looking really, really bullish, right? For usual, we got a breakout, we got a retest, and now we're seeing continuation. So this is when we have to go down to the lower time frames to try to get a setup, right? I want to see like on the lower time frames, like the 1 hour. Let's have a look. So have a look at this. We can see there's a trend line over here holding quite nicely, right? So if we look at this trend line, what I would want to see here is now we have this. Yeah, I would want to see this happen. Essentially, I want to see price get above here in order for me to go long. So essentially, this would be my entry. The reason why I want to see above this zone is because if we hold this trend line that we are holding right now, okay, it's fine. But I wouldn't enter just based on this trend line, because we still have resistance to the upside over here, right? So we need to clear out that level first, and then that is when we're going to see the explosiveness happen, right? Sometimes we don't see explosive just happen at support. We see it on the breakout. Okay, so I'd rather wait for price to take out this level here, and then we go long. So I'll put an alert there because potentially we can get that today as well. Very, very possible for an entry. 0.07 is a key zone here for usual, right? Looking super, super nice. I'll be honest with you. Looking super, super nice here. But I'll let you know if we do enter this. So the nice thing about this, our stop loss will just be below this previous level here. So we have all these wicks over here. You want to keep it below these levels. This is where the liquidity is hunting. So, you know, there is a potential for something like this to happen today where, you know, we fake out below here, we come back up, we gain acceptance, and then we close above. But I'll still only wait for this entry here for that. Okay. Do you use RSI and stock RSI and Elliott waves? Just wondering. No, I don't. I don't use any of that. I just use price action, market structure, and like trend lines. David, no, it's Dylan. How's it? So I basically just use market structure. I use support and resistance, and like trend lines, right? So this is what I'd wait for. I want to see potentially a sweep here, but we've got an alert. Okay, we've got an alert. Good morning, everyone. I see you've got SPX tab open. I do. So I'm also waiting for SPX as well. Let's have a look here. Where did it go? Can we do one for C? Yeah, we can. Let's have a look over here. So basically, let's have a look at the 1 week. All right, if we look at SPX on the weekly, I've got an alert there for some reason. Let's take this up. Let's take that out. There we go. All right, so if we look at the weekly time frame, I mean, nothing's really, it's just kind of stuck below resistance here. You know, this is just nothing really we can do here. The problem with SPX right now, on the daily time frame, yeah, this is the problem. This was it. I remember we're still like below these levels. So my whole thing is we get above this level here, and then we take the long. Because the thing is, the problem is with trading these tokens that are below resistance, it takes them a while for them to break out. But when they break out, we do get like quite a big move, right? So you would want to wait for the breakout first, okay? You want to wait for price to actually get the break first before we actually get in the move to the upside. So we are still currently like below trend, and we're below resistance as well, okay? What's happening, guys? What's happening? Simple, basic, perfect. Yeah, it's very basic trading, guys. I literally, my strategy is so straightforward, and I just keep it simple. I don't. You'll see on my chart, there's not a lot of lines. There's not a lot of anything. I try to keep it as simple as possible, and that is how I actually operate, because I really just keep it simple. It's that easy, right? So essentially we wait for price to break above. I literally just wait for these to happen. I don't jump in early. You guys know me. Once we get the candle closed, we go for the entry. Okay. So that is SPX. I'm waiting for that to happen. Of course, there's just nothing really you can do. And then if you look at, I'll go over SCR now. But if you look at Ethereum yesterday, so if you guys remember the update, I'll get the Telegram out just now. But if you guys remember the update, I was waiting for, essentially we had like the liquidity zone that was a little bit higher over here, and then I moved it down because it almost formed like a double bottom. But we had that zone over here, and then we had this zone over here for Ethereum. Okay. And then I was actually looking to long at this zone over here because we did get a breakout, and I was looking to take out these highs. But you can see we just get almost like a triple top at these levels. Okay. So the problem is right now we are still below this level. But if you do actually look at this, we actually pretty much respecting previous resistance over here. So this can get taken out now. So this is kind of just a retest in a way, right? This is essentially just a retest of this level. So in terms of longs for Ethereum today, you have to be kind of picky on what you're going to have to wait for here. So I would go in the 15-minute time frame and see what's happening here. So if we look at the 15, obviously we had this breakdown over here, which is quite interesting. This was actually quite interesting. I didn't actually see this morning, but essentially in order to get back up to these levels, we have to start cleaning these levels out, right? So we have this level right over here, which is what price has been acting as support and resistance for the past couple of days, right? You can see to the left hand side, it's quite a strong zone. It's a liquidity zone, and that was the same level that I gave you guys the other day, that same liquidity zone within this 4,560 level, right? So in order for price to get back above here, I want to see price close above this level before I enter a long. I need to see us gain acceptance above this level before I enter a long. Okay, so the whole thing is like, okay, cool. We could potentially go higher, but like right now we can potentially come lower as well. So I'd rather wait and risk a higher probability setup if we get the close, right? Because the thing is, there's a good chance we come down here. Like there's nothing telling us right now that we're gonna go up. The only time that I think we're gonna go up is if we get the candle to close above this level here, and then we look for the longs. Okay, and that is it. That's how simple it is, right? I'm not gonna just take the trade because I'm gonna take the trade. So that's Ethereum. I'll let you know about that one. Love SPX when it runs hard. Recently listed on Coinbase, got a sizable spot back. Yeah, I think SPX is a good one. I think the new coin Astro, which is a deck backed by Binance and CVZ, could also be a great long trade. I'll have a look at that. Can you buy SPX on spot? I mean, like SPX on spot now, I think there's some better ones. I'll be honest with you. I think usual is gonna be, this one's gonna run. I think this one's going to run super hard. I don't know where all my charts went for this one, though. I just did an analysis on this, bro. I think usual is going to run, though. I think we're going to take out these highs. I don't know where all the charts went, but essentially we got the breakout, we got the retest. So essentially what I'm waiting for is I'm just waiting for price to close back above here. But it will come now. I don't know where all of it went. Let me just refresh it. Yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. So this is usual. I honestly think that usual is one of those picks that this could play out beautifully, right? I think this is a better one because we have confirmation on the breakout, right? So the whole thing is, it's all about picking the right coins at the right time, right? Because sometimes, like even with this ace trade, I'll be honest with you, like, we have been in this trade for like almost a day now, and it's not really doing anything, but I still think it's a good trade. But the problem is, I think we got in at the wrong time, and that's a problem. I still think that it's going to play out, of course, but we could have actually waited until we got like another 4-hour close above here, and then we enter. You know what I mean? So it's all about getting into these trades at the right time. So because we know that on the daily time frame, this has momentum to continue higher, as you can see just based on like the candles, right? We broke structure to the upside, we broke this previous high, reached this level, created a higher low. We're holding this 4-hour trend line, which is obviously a bullish thing, even on the 1 hour. And then for the 1 hour entry, we need price to close above that level. So you have all these confidences that is looking more to the upside. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not really looking at any shorts. I'll be honest with you, like I'm not looking at shorts in this market, especially because of total 3. I do think that we can come down, but I'm just going to look at for long entries. I don't think it's a time for me personally to take shorts in this market when total 3 is looking so bullish like this, right? I want to maximize opportunity for coins that we can potentially get a trade to, right? Because when total 3 is looking so bullish like this, it shows me that the market is trying to flip to the altcoins, right? Market is trying to come to the altcoins, and I think a lot of people just start sleeping now when the altcoins start pumping. So I'm staying awake, and I honestly want to maximize what's happening in this market, because when these coins run, guys, they run super hard, right? We saw that with AVAX. Like I'm up almost 500% on this trade, right? When these coins run, they run super hard. Okay, so this AVAX pumped 34% within when did we enter last week, right? So it took 9 days. So 9 days, that's 500% in 9 days, right? You put a 10x level there, like, you know what I mean? So you want to maximize coins that are going to run, right? And some coins will dump in a day, but some coins will run super hard. We've seen that with a lot of things. So it's all about picking the right coins, and I think usual is next. This was the SEI setup that was yesterday. A lot of people got into this one, but I didn't get into this. But SEI, guys, this thing absolutely rips. Got the breakout, got the retest of this level, absolutely centered. I mean, SEI looks really, really good. As long as we hold this bullish fair value gap over here, so essentially right over here, this is what I'm looking at. You can see our price came down, so it's still bullish market structure, right? This is just a retracement, right? If we have to draw the fib from the low to the high, we pretty much tapped the 0.65 level pretty much perfectly, I'll be honest with you. So as long as we hold this level here, we should see continuation to the upside. Okay, if we look at the 15 minutes, we can also just wait for a breakout. So essentially, just keep it simple, guys. Just wait for these levels to get broken, and then you can kind of jump into the trade. You can even look at the 5 minute here. What I would wait for here is this level here. If we get above 0.3390, so essentially if we get above there, then I'll be looking for longs. Okay, so you can see how I'm still waiting for these setups. I'm not just jumping into these trades. I'm waiting for price action to actually get involved here. All right. Any chance we could have a look at BAL? Of course, I'll have a look at that as well. Have been following your trades with Andy groups, around the clarity which you set the trades up is just tremendous, mate. Always grateful and big ups. Oh, shot, I appreciate that. Yeah, I do try to keep it very simple, and do try my best with it. I missed the AVAX. Yeah, AVAX was insane. AVAX was insane. I do want to quickly show you the S setup I'm looking at. So it's a Sonic trade. So I did get into Sonics. Remember the other day when I went live, guys? Do you guys remember the other day when I went live? I was speaking about Sonic, and I did get in spot over here at these lows. Okay, but for futures trade, I want to see price just get above this level. Very, very simple. Okay, so for futures, I just want to see price get back above, gain acceptance above this level here, and then we can look for a nice 32% gain. This could pump super hard. Sonic. Yeah, we all know Sonic has potential as well, right? So Sonic is one of those tokens that I'm absolutely looking at for a breakout here. So you actually just want to put an alert here. You don't want to miss this one, right? I will obviously, guys, all of these trades I will be sending in the groups. Okay, so everything that I share here now will be on the groups. I'm just telling you guys so you can write these down on your charts, like just to make it easier for you guys. What do you think about Nia, bro? Retest? Yeah, no, I check Nia as well. Nia's been pumping. I don't know what's happening with Nia. Very, very strange. Yeah, this was that breakout. So I remember long ago, like I bought spots at these lows over here. Then I added more. I mean, this is your entry here, and then it even came back down, re-entered. I mean, came back down here. I didn't get into any futures with this, but honestly, this thing just looks like it's gonna rip. Where do you say you want a 2.9 retest? I think it's already retested. I'll be honest with you. 2.9 so far, bro. I think we come all the way back down to 3.56 today. Literally, this thing looks so bullish. We just got a breakout. Yeah, look at that. Getting a breakout like this is looking tremendous. Like, this is looking absolutely bullish. I think near is gonna pop. I think chicks Ace is starting to move now. The market's starting to move. What's the time? 11 a.m. It's very strange. Such a weird time for the market to move. So I think near the only way you can really go long here. Let's have a look at the 5 minutes here. I would love a retest here of anywhere between here. If somehow we get a retest here today at near, guys, I'm going long. This is actually great that we're looking at this because I don't think we come all the way back down here. I do think we come back and retest some of this area here. Stop loss would be there, and then TP's at these highs. Just a basic retest, pretty much one of the most basic trades out there, right? But it's the basic trades that actually play out most of the time, right? So what I would say is I would wait for price to come down. There's no ways you enter now. There's just no ways you enter now. You wait for price to either carry on going up, or you see a bit of a chop to the downside. We consolidate here, we form like a flag, and then we wait for the breakout, and then we go in, right? This is something to look at. You could even do like somehow a break of trend as well, if there is. So there could be like a break of trend over here, and then the retest, right? So this is something that you can play on near, but you just have to be patient. A lot of people see everything like near pumping now, and they want to jump in, right? And you just can't. Just don't do it. Like, I promise you right now, just don't do it. Wait for price to come down. This thing will eventually come down, and come. I don't know when, but it will eventually do it, right? It kind of looks like it wants to rip though, but it is what it is. You can't, like, personally, I would never take a trade right now. Never ever. I would wait for price to come down, start holding this level of support, and then we wait for like a breakout or something like that, or just enter straight on the support level. Very, very simple. You don't want to just take a trade right now, because the problem is your stop loss is going to have to be below here, right? And that's just too big for it's just nothing. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. All right. What else is there? Oh, Brett. I'm looking at Brett today, guys. So Brett's looking super juicy. I'm not going to lie. Brett is looking super juicy. I was actually meant to show you guys this. Man, I missed the entry on SUR. Do you have any entry plan? I'll have a look. Just look at this Brett setup first here. What's up, AJ? So basically, look at this, guys. We're looking for an entry for Brett. I honestly think we're going to get this today. I think we could potentially get this today. Brett is looking super good here. I want to see if price can, obviously, you can see our price is just holding this level. And then also we've been holding support as well, right? Holding a beautiful level here at support, okay? So what I want to see here is I just want to see price gain acceptance above this level, and then we go long. Very, very simple, okay? And this is on the 15-minute. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me? Yeah, my bad. I just was clicking a button on my laptop, and then it started playing. Okay, basically, guys, what I want to see here is just the 50-minute candle close above 0.05536. We close above there, and then we go long. Okay, so right now I'm kind of just chilling. Like the whole thing with trading is, especially with my trading style, is if we don't get the breakout, it's just, there's no point for me. Like, I'd rather sit on my hands the whole week and not get a trade, and then I want to have high probability setups. That's the whole thing. I'm not going to just take a trade. And I know sometimes you guys want to trade a lot, but my whole thing is, like, I take less trades, but my win rate's a lot higher, right? Just because of the fact that there's higher probability setups, and like, you also have to wait for like these highs to get broken as well. Because the thing is, if you break trend over here, but you close back below the range, there's a high probability of getting the rejection from these levels. So it's all about just having a little bit of patience, and then we in. Okay. Question: When price breaks out of that trend line, does it always have to retest first? No. See, that's the thing. So like normally sometimes, so like I would say 60 to 70% of the time we do get a retest, but sometimes we just run. So like if we get the close above this level, I kind of just enter straight away, because what's going to happen is you're going to take liquidity over here, and then we come down potentially, and then we retest the level. So there could be like a two-step play here as well. So sometimes if you want to get in straight off this level here, you take profit at these highs, and then it comes down and retests this level, and then you enter again. That could be the way. So yeah, it can just rip. Like honestly, it can rip super hard. So normally when you get a breakout, you can kind of just take it like how it is. Please remember bell. Yeah, bell. Okay, but this is looking good. I'll go over bell now, but this is looking super good. Yeah, guys, Brett's looking good. Let's have a look at bell, and then I'll have a look at mooding as well. I don't think it's this one. Or the OKX, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, I'm not too sure what to look at here, I'll be honest with you. What is this token? It doesn't look too great. The weekly time frame is not looking good, I'll be honest with you. So the weekly time frame, we can't close above these highs. This is super important. I'd suggest waiting for that first off. So the whole thing right now is have a look at these wicks to the left hand side here. What is this telling you? It's telling you that people are aggressively taking profit at these highs, right? So it's showing us that we need a lot of buying momentum to get back above these levels. So in order for me to even consider this a setup or like a long setup or anything, we would have to wait for acceptance above here, because this is the key level. You can see whenever we're below here, we get a massive dump, right? We have a look at the daily time frame as well. Very, very obvious that this is a profit taking zone, right? Or a lot of people are just trying to short the hell of this zone, even at these highs. So a lot of people, you can see we had a massive pump the one day. Those were taking profit at these highs. We closed literally respecting this level as well. So the whole thing with this token right now is, can we hold support? And that is the main question right now. And I don't know, right? The whole thing is just waiting for it to play out, right? So if we can hold this level today, and then we show maybe a bit of buying pressure, then maybe I can consider going long. So essentially what you want to see is you want to see price hold this level, and then we close bullish, and then we break like a previous high, and then we come down, and then we can look for a long to this high. That would be like the only play for me. I wouldn't even take a short right now, because we're basically at support as well. But the whole thing with this bell token, I would wait for like a weekly candle close for spot. But like for futures trade, we could potentially play a bounce here. Okay. Virtual. Yeah, virtual. Remember the other day in the live stream, guys, we called this beautifully. So that was the whole point of virtual. Had that breakout as well, and then this was that reaction zone that I was looking at, and then I was waiting for that 1 hour. I think it was a 1 hour close. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so can you see how we got a massive breakout within a breakout? It was quite weird. So on the 4 hour time frame, we had a breakout over here, so a huge breakout, and then the 1 hour time frame, we also had a breakout, and then I was waiting. Can you see how we got the breakout? Okay, so this is what's important. You could enter here, right? But the problem is you're still below highs. So my entry would be over here, on the break of these previous highs, okay? And so we got the breakout over there, and then we got the entry over here. We even got the retest of that level. So you can see this is a perfect example, right? You could enter over here, you take profit at these highs, we come back down, then we enter again, and then we go for higher highs. So that's something that I've done quite a lot in the past, right? You do like 2 entries, and you maximize on your gain, right? Obviously you have to be right twice, but essentially you enter straight off the breakout, take profit at these highs, come down, you enter again, you can even take profit at these highs, and then that's 2 trades within the same token. So very, very interesting. Very, very simple as well. We can have a look over here. Virtual, it kind of pumps again. It even took out those lows. Let's remove that. Yeah, it's just nothing right now. I'll be honest with you. There's just nothing we can do. We broke this low over here, which is not good, and we're still below this high. We broke this low. So like on the 1 hour, will make more sense. You'll see how it broke the low. So this is looking more bearish than bullish right now. I'll be honest with you, because let me just go back to the 1 hour to show you guys important concept quickly. So basically, when you see something like this, when you see something pump to the highs but not take out the highs, that's showing rejection, right? So you can see over here, we pumped to the highs. We literally we pumped super hard, right, to these highs. And then what happened? We couldn't break the highs. We just got rejected. And then now we are currently basically just broke this previous level. And this is a level where a lot of people are going to be shorting right now. So my whole plan now is we could potentially look for shorts, I'll be honest with you, on this token specifically. I mean, look at this. This is looking quite bearish. So we broke this low over here. We could potentially look for a sell within the zone, I'll be honest with you. So what I want to see now, I'll go to the 15-minute time frame, and I'd want to see something, some type of rejection here. You can see on the 5-minute as well, we have multiple rejections here. 1, 2, 3. So I'd want to see something like this, where we kind of just break this level, and then we look for a sell to the downside. Okay, then you can look at taking profit at these lows, and then potentially these levels over here. So virtual is looking a little bit bearish. I'm not gonna lie. I think virtual can. I keep saying Virgil van Dijk, but I meant to say virtual. But it's essentially, if we break this level here, then we can potentially look for sells. Okay, but if we come back above this zone, then bars on the table. So it's kind of just a wait or break right now. Okay, shot man's stuck in some spots, unfortunately. Oh, I see what you mean. I think, yeah, for the MOL token, just, yeah, you're going to have to wait it out, I guess. Going to have to wait it out. But yeah, if ETH can come back up to this level today, I mean, it'll be interesting. It would be interesting. I'll definitely be interested in a long here. I'm actually going to put an alert there. See, the problem is now I'm just sitting here waiting for so many trades, and that is a problem. It's been a problem this whole week. It has been. I'll be honest with you. Because normally FOMC week is there's just nothing really happening, and then we get the FOMC and it's just a bit of an anticlimax, right? Another token here is IOTA, guys. Actually, I'll do this one. I'll do one more, and then we'll do Bitcoin, and then we'll jump off. But IOTA, guys. So I spoke about it today I spoke about it today, guys. I think IOTA can run. I know this token has been it's an old token. I know it's an old token, but I do think that it can run, guys. And the reason why I think it can run is because the structure. This reminds me of XRP back in 2017, right? Or was it 2019, right? When XRP had this massive wedge pattern, and we had a huge breakout, right? So IOTA is definitely one on the tables that I think a lot of people are just missing out on, right? You're looking at quite a big move. Nothing too crazy, but my two options is we wait for price to come lower, we take the long over here. Or we wait for the breakout and we take the long over here. Very, very simple. So either way, we're going to get a trade. Either way. So it's going to be quite interesting. And if you guys want to join the group, the link is in the description. We do take trades within the Telegram group every day. Some days we don't get a trade, but most days we are holding a trade from the previous days as well. RSR, reserve rights. Bro, I've been holding this token for so long. I honestly think it's a good token, but I mean, I've been holding this thing for like so long, since here, off this breakout. I remember 2023 I bought it. I remember this. I actually remember this day. Yeah, this thing absolutely rips. It ripped to my target as well. I remember I bought it and then I sold like quite a lot of like, it wasn't just at these levels. I think it was like here, but I've still got a little bit. I mean, this thing looking quite good. I'll be honest with you. Jeez, I didn't actually notice this. Some tokens I just don't even trade anymore because there's just so many tokens. You know what I mean? I mean, this trend line is just not it right now. Okay, let's have a look at the daily quickly. Alright, if we look at the daily time frame, the first thing is we have, this is a bullish gap over here, right? This is basically your support, okay? So every time can you see the whole thing with like these bullish and bearish fair value gaps? I know a lot of people think it's rubbish, right? But it's essentially what they are. They're just support and resistance. Everything in trading is, you know, every like Elliott waves and all these things, they all have all these beautiful names and like for different things, like, you know, fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps, you know, they just make it very complex. You know, the whole thing is, you know, this is basically just where people are buying and, you know, the bullish ones, and then people are selling, which is basically support and resistance. Okay. So essentially, like, if we had a look at this token right now, I mean, it's kind of looking good. I'll be honest with you. Something to note here is that we do have, I mean, if we look at the daily, it's looking decent. If we look at the 4 hour, we are holding this level, and I would want to see, ooh, have a look at this, right? This is something that I want to see. If we can somehow get above there today on reserves rise, I'm actually going to put an alert here because this is looking juicy. If we can get above there on the 4 hour time frame, I would consider going long here, back up to these highs. That would give us momentum because that would also give us a daily breakout. Sorry, someone's phoning me, bro. I'll just get random phone calls from like anyone. It's the most annoying thing. Alright. So basically, if price can get above this level here, then I'll go long. But until then, it's just a waiting game, right? Waiting game. Because if you look at the daily time frame, have a look over here. This is essentially a bit of a breakout play as well, right? We'll be breaking this previous high. So can you see how the daily and the 4 hour are kind of correlated here? Okay. So this is kind of what I'm waiting for here for reserve rights. It's kind of just a waiting game though. It is just a waiting game. There's so many tokens right now that I'm just waiting for. But like Brett is also one of them. Oh, Brett just got absolutely smacked. Yo, Brett got absolutely rinsed here. So I'm only going to go long for Brett if we get above this level here. But have a look at that 15. What is that? Looks like we want to take out these lows. So there's also another thing over here with Brett, right? So essentially with Brett, if Brett can actually just essentially hold this level here, okay? So we hold this level, and then if we close back above here, gain acceptance, and then we can potentially look for a bounce play as well. But I mean, it's not looking that way. This thing's getting absolutely rinsed. What happened? What's happening with Bitcoin? Let's have a look at Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin is kind of just not doing anything. I'll be honest with you. Bitcoin is just doing absolutely zero. You know, the whole thing with Bitcoin right now is it's this level, the 17,000 level, right? So I'd only really be confident for Bitcoin if we can start getting above these levels. I mean, look how beautiful that line was, right? So 17.5, 17.6 is pretty much the level for Bitcoin. If we can't get above there, then we're just going to keep getting rejected, right? But the problem is right now, you can see how we're holding that level. It's not looking too great here. We broke this level here. We broke this low. Yeah, it's not looking too great. If we look at virtual, it's gonna, yeah, you can see how we're expecting that to come down here. Let's have a look at this again. So this is the whole thing with this trading style, right? So essentially we have this low over here. We have almost like a double top. And then also you can see how we pumped so hard going aggressive, but we couldn't break the highs. So it's showing clear rejection, okay? We go down to the 5 minute time frame. You can see, okay, cool. 5 minute time frame. We are showing almost like head and shoulders pattern, but essentially, you know, we just broke this level right now. I mean, this is getting absolutely rinsed. Yeah, what's happening here? Okay, so for now, what I'd probably wait for is if yeah, we can't enter now because it's just kind of just running away from us. But essentially, if we can come back up, get a retest of this level, then I'd go short back down to these lows. What's happening, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, but I'm probably gonna more corrective with bearish bias. Yeah. I mean, my whole thing is I'm still gonna like wait for my setups. It's just it just might take a little bit longer. But we'll see. I am interested in taking this virtual one. Bet the volume drops off on that second push to the highs. Volume never lies. Exactly. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone watching today. If you guys can slap up the like button, I do have to kick it. I do have to go. I do appreciate everyone for being here. Remember to join the group, the Telegram group. We are going to take setups there today. Hopefully we do get some trades there. I'm going to look at a short for virtual if we can retest this level. But it looks like we're just going to get a little bit of a move down here. And then considering the ace trade that we're in. So this trade, I'm still in it, guys. I am still in this ace trade. I still think it's going to play out, guys. I don't think it doesn't really correlate that well with any tokens. Kind of just does its own thing. So if the market is dumping, we won't really see this get affected too hard. We'll see what happens. I still think that this will play out. I do appreciate everyone for being here, though. I hope you have a good weekend. And remember, just at me in the group. If you guys want me to go over any tokens, just let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday.